So under today's moments, Twitter put, Kanye says he likes the way far-right media personality Candace Owens thinks. Now this is in reference to a tweet that Kanye West posted saying, I love the way Candace Owens thinks. Now normally I wouldn't even comment on something like this because, I'm kind of neutral towards Candace Owens. I've seen a few of her interviews here and there. I'm not that big of a fan of her. Kanye West I pay no attention to, but obviously he's influential, he's very famous. But this Twitter thing is rather interesting because for one, they spelled her name wrong. It says Candace Owens with an I, and now normally I'm just like, oh, whoever wrote this probably has no idea who Candace Owens is. So when they were reporting on it for Twitter moments, they just spelled the name wrong because they didn't care. In which case I would say, hey, that's a bad employee that doesn't care about their job. There's actually something else rather interesting here, which I'm not saying is the case, but it's worth thinking about, that they intentionally spelled her name wrong. Because, of course, this is a big thing for Candace Owens here. If you're going to report on this, say you're anti-Candace Owens, and you're going to report on this, you're going to give Candace Owens some publicity. You're going to talk about her, and obviously you might get her a few new followers that Kanye West didn't already get her. This is big for her. So I wonder if they intentionally misspelled her name so that people, if they were to Google search her quick, it wouldn't show up. Though, of course, the way Google works now, if you were to search the name even spelled wrong, it would automatically correct it because it knows what you're talking about. So that's something I'm just throwing out as a maybe. I have no idea if it's true, but it's worth thinking about if they did that on purpose. Or maybe the person writing it just doesn't care about their job, doesn't know how to spell, I don't know. But it's rather interesting to see the reactions that people are saying to this under the Twitter moments. Like this one verified Twitter person says, Candace Owens is a far-right media personality who got famous by appearing on the conspiracy site InfoWars and calling herself a red pill black, a term popularized on alt-right men's rights message boards that is basically an antonym for woke. Now, of course, this guy, you can tell he has no idea what he's talking about because he gets just enough right that you can tell he read it on an article somewhere, but again, apparently just got the details wrong enough that he doesn't understand what he's talking about. Because, of course, he says the term is red pill black. Well, the term is red pill. She calls herself red pill black. The term itself is red pill, which I understand that might be nitpicking, but he put the whole thing around in quotes. So, yeah, I am assuming she came up with that entire term, the whole term red pill black, and not just red pill, because that's the first place I've ever seen it. And I also like how he puts alt-right / men's rights. He groups them together, which makes me think this guy is a feminist. And if he's mixing together the men's rights movement and the alt-right, well, I have to question this guy's definition of alt-right. Someone else posted, Red Pill Black, communications director of far-right campus organization Turning Point USA, which has been accused of widespread discrimination against minorities. Now, that's another thing to note. Right away slandering Candace Owens because, of course, this is damage control now. Kanye West said something good about Candace Owens. That's a big benefit to her name. Now they have to go in and poison her name before anyone can really say anything. And automatically, a few of the followers of these people are going to look and say, oh, well, if she's alt-right, then I have to back away. I'm going to have to punish Kanye West by not listening to him because I can't associate myself with these people. But I think the most people, for the most part, are going to say, well, I like Kanye, if they do. But I think most fans of Kanye West would look at this and say, well, I like Kanye. I like his opinion on certain things, so I'll look at Candace Owens and see what she has to say. And that's that significant amount of publicity for her. That's insane. And of course, say they find Candace Owens, they like Candace Owens, say they find Turning Point USA, say they find InfoWars, or any other thing she's ever been on. As far as I know, those are just the big two that she's been on. Rubin Report and all that. But now they're going to find these other organizations. They're going to find these other groups. They're going to start paying attention to them. So this can potentially convert a lot of people into finding out who these people are. So, of course, damage control is necessary right now. So, of course, with this tweet here, they're accusing him of discrimination to kind of poison the well. They're not even saying it's true. They're not backing it themselves. They're saying which has been accused of widespread discrimination. So, of course, there's no source to it. It is just a tweet, so... Now again, I'm honestly not even that big of a fan of Candace Owens. I saw her on the Rubin Report debate with Blair White. I thought that was just a mess. It could have gone, well, anything could have happened and it would have gone better than that. And Kanye West, I'm not that big of a fan. I don't dislike him. I'm just kind of neutral to him. I don't listen to his music. The only thing I know about him is the South Park caricature of him, which, South Park makes fun of everyone. So, yeah, I just find this interesting that the amount of kind of damage control that's happening right now they got all these people are jumping out to say, oh my God, Candace Owens, you can't dare say her name. And that's the thing. I'm not interested enough really in Candace Owens to consistently watch her channel. I'm not some big fan of hers. Honestly, I just don't pay attention to her much. But again, if she's getting these kind of reactions, I mean, even then, that makes me want to look back into her and see what she's been doing recently. Because anyone that can stir up this amount of like controversy, is someone worth looking into. And again, if these people that are trying to damage control all this were really wanted to like stop Candace Owens from being talked about, they just wouldn't say anything. They just completely ignore it and let it go and let it blow over. And she might get some new fans, but that's it. But I think the fact that everyone's bringing this up, I mean, Twitter brought it up, so I guess spelling her name wrong is still a step up from not mentioning it at all. And even then, if Twitter never put it into today's moments, I wouldn't be that concerned. I mean, I suppose like it is a big thing. It's kind of newsworthy. It's kind of newsworthy for some people, especially people that like pay attention to everything certain celebrities say. But I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments about this. What are your thoughts on intentionally spelling her name wrong, or they're just bad at their job? Let me know what you think. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more. I really appreciate it, and thanks for watching.